humans and without a healthy earth, that's impossible. It's almost like, do we want people to work for capital or capital to work for people? Do we want capital as a tool or as goal? The banks have goals in increasing capital. They can raise money. But TCEQ's goal is the health of the earth for the health of her people. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I began attending meetings of the North Central Texas Council of Governments on these same air quality, non-attainment issues in the late 1980s. That's 20 plus years ago. And I don't believe we have ever been in attainment. How many children have been born and grown up in this area and are yet to breathe in a healthy climate? My emphasis at that time was and still is health. I have spent thousands of dollars on medications and drug insurance. I would be glad to spend the time to quantify the numbers if that made any difference. I finally stopped attending the meetings in the mid-1990s as there never seemed to be any progress, only wrangling over personal and local interest, mostly industry and turf contest. We never seemed to achieve attainment. I remain amazed at parents lamenting their children's asthma, while they routinely have bought inefficient large vehicles, have bought larger and larger homes, and then use more and more petroleum and electricity in their daily lives. They use gasoline and electric mowers to mow, edge, and blow, such that quite often, supposedly affluent neighborhoods sound like an industrial area. Everything that we do uses hydrocarbons, be it gasoline, diesel, electricity from coal, natural gas, peat, shale, you name it. Any of that results in air pollution unless we must have tough universal rules that apply to producers of any pollution, and especially to the process in extracting, generating, and dispensing that power, and then to the manufacturer of the multitude of products which use that power. Or else we have truly met the enemy, and it is us, and we are never going to get anywhere. I have been waiting 20 plus years for the North Texas DFW area communities and leaders, first with TACB, now with the TCEQ, to do the right thing. How long will myself and the rest of the breathers have to wait? I fear I am going to die first. Thank you.
First, I want to answer Gina Cole's question about the gas wells in Arlington. I was in the Picaro van with the scientists when we drove through the Barnett Shale, and yes, there are plenty of methane emissions coming from gas facilities in Arlington. Methane is not only the most powerful greenhouse gas, it's also a surrogate gas that carries with it toxic compounds from the Barnett Shale formation. So, and also, TCEQ's own Flare Videos has a video of a facility in Arlington showing horrendous emissions, and I'll be happy to show that to Councilman LeBlanc anytime that he would like to see it. In fact, I can email him the link. Now, I'd like to do my statement. Last winter in Dish, you gave us the 12-hour odor response system for the Barnett Shale residents. Thank you for that system, although it is deeply flawed. We have faithfully followed it. We have called in and made our odor complaints. We've kept our odor logs. You have to come to our property or near our homes and test it. You have found toxins. You have even, in rare cases, taken enforcement actions that have amounted to nothing. This has gone on for months and months and months. We have lots of documentation, thank you for that, that shows that we are being exposed to toxins. But nothing has happened. If I drive my car, and I'm not allowed to drive my car unless it has the proper emission controls. Emission controls are available for gas wells. All gas facilities can cut emissions by 90%. Barnett Shell operators have said that they will not use these emission devices unless they are mandated. So you have the power to mandate these. TCEQ head toxicologist Dr. Honeycutt said that a year of exposure to benzene can lead to cancer or leukemia. It's been over a year, and we are constantly still being exposed to these emissions. I need to know when do you plan to mandate some sort of control technology on these gas wells rather than continue to study? We still need more studies, but it's time to take some action.
Joanne Dooman. Calvin Tillman, followed by Joanne Dooman.
Good evening. My name is Calvin Tillman. I'm the mayor of a little town called Dish. Thanks for allowing me to speak tonight. Good to see you again, Ms. Hildebrand. You guys gave out a handout, and there's a lot of good ideas that you guys have in your handout. I think we should work towards a lot of the things that have been spoken about today. However, I think you guys may be ignoring the elephant in the room here. That's the natural gas industry. There are several remote gas fields around the country that have elevated levels of ozone. In Dish, we were ignored by TCEQ for over a year. We had to pay for our own air study. When we did that, it was pretty obvious that TCEQ really didn't have any idea what they were going to do about it. TCEQ has performed several tests themselves, and they've showed some of the same problems detected in Dish and other parts of the Barnett Shale. Some of these results were actually withheld from the public. Thankfully, because of our exposure in Dish, you guys have been very responsive to us, and I appreciate it. But the question is, are you here to protect the citizens, the people who came out to share their opinions with you today, or are you here to protect the large corporations? Because frankly, I'm not sure whose side you're on. Things are better in Dish after 6 or 7 months, but we still have an odor problem periodically. And I have really no confidence that TCEQ is going to help me find the problem with that odor. So hopefully you guys will quit ignoring the elephant in the room. You're leaving us no choice but to demand that the EPA get involved in this matter. You guys need to leave, follow, or get out of the way. Otherwise, you may become irrelevant in this discussion. If you're not already. Most of the ideas that